loved the backstory about how he started things off with Nike, all thanks to his mom. But Shannon, are you surprised that MJ admitted just how painful it was to play in those shoes?
No, because what MJ didn't realize, Skip, as we age, our feet grow. So Jordan probably started off at a size 13, and then by the time he got to 98, he was a size 14. But he only had that pair, the original pair, in a size 13. So he had to try to squeeze Texas and Georgia. And that's what happened, Skip Bayless. And you're right. The innovation, you remember, Skip, when the Chuck Taylors, they had no cushioning. And then all of a sudden you got shoes with cushioning. Like, I can't believe I played all these years in these terrible shoes. And that's what Mike said, because if I'm not mistaken, Skip, he was talking about, at the time, the other shoe he was talking about innovation was the Jordan 13, if my memory serves me correct. But the shoe had come a long way. And I'm not surprised, because that was a small shoe and it had no cushioning like the shoes of today had.
Agreed. He played in the 13s in 98, and then he went to the 14s for the finals against Utah, the last shot finals. And those shoes were like Rolls Royces, playing in Rolls Royces compared to the 1's. Shannon, the 1's have always been my favorite. I've got 6 or 8 pair of them. I've got high tops. I got low tops. The classic ones, I got them on right now, the red, white with the big black swoosh. They're just, I love the statement they make, the look of them. But listen, if I even walk around in them for 4 or 5 hours in one day, my feet start to hurt because they're hard on your feet. They feel like they got rock bottoms in them. There's no cushioning. There's no real support to them. So I get it that he tried to wear them. He was going to take them off at halftime, but he said he was so hot that he decided, I can't take these shoes off. I'll take the bloody blisters or whatever. So to me, I still can't believe he played and did as well as he did in the 1's, because they're a little bit of a handicap to actually play basketball in. And again, love the look, love the statement, don't love the functionality of them is just so bad.
Skip, think about this. Women, you would know what I'm talking about. When you wear heels and they start to hurt at the end of the night and you take them off, imagine him playing a basketball game, Skip, having to stop, cut, plant, jump, and you have to do that for 40 minutes because that's what he was asking to do. But, Skip, they told a story. David Falk said when they signed with Nike, they were hoping to do $3 million over 3 years in that shoe sale. They did $126 million in the first year. They say, we got something. We own something with this guy. You're right. There's nothing. It's like you're walking on pavement.
Yep. It's got to be the shoes.
Love the look. I love Skip is wearing a pair right now. I may need to order one. All right, guys, good stuff. That is it for Undisputed today. We'll be back same time tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. The Herd is coming up next. Have a good day, guys. Welcome back to Undisputed. Guys, I do have some somber news to report this morning. The NFL's all-time winningest head coach, Don Shula, passed away this morning at the age of 90. And Shula was the head coach in Miami during that 1972 season, the only team to ever go undefeated. And Skip, I know you spent a little time with Coach Shula. What is your reaction to the news?
Yeah, Jenny, straight out of Vanderbilt, 1974, I went to the Miami Herald, so I was around the 74 and 75 Dolphins. And Don Shula was tough. He could be a little hard to get along with for the media, but I watched how the team reacted to him, and Don Shula came off to me as having a big heart, and he was truly beloved by those players in ways that a lot of great coaches are not beloved by their players. Witness some of the coaches today.
Skip, he was my first Pro Bowl. Coach Shula was my coach at the Pro Bowl. And as you mentioned, he was tough. We practiced. We got in practices that I didn't think that the Pro Bowl, from what I had heard, the Pro Bowl was like. But that was really my only dealings with him. But every time that I would see him at a function, be it at the Super Bowl, the Hall of Fame, he was always, hey, Shannon, how you doing? You're doing a great job. So my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, friends, and the Miami Dolphins organization.
Don Shula did so much for the game, and you said it best, both of you guys. We're thinking about their family, and we appreciate those words from both of you guys. I do want to go back to the Cowboys right now. And talk a little bit more about CeeDee Lamb, because now Michael Irvin is giving his blessing to CeeDee Lamb, who will wear Irvin's number 88 this season. Irvin said that to wear that number, you have to be what he calls a, quote, true bred, which means born, bled, and bred right here in the Dallas Cowboys. So, Shannon, do you agree with what Irvin is saying here?
No, because it appears to be he's wearing this number because Jerry Jones' best friend wore 88 in college. Michael Irvin selected that number, Skip. The former owner, I think his name is Blum Bright, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Bright was the owner of the Dallas Cowboys when Michael Irvin was selected. He didn't say, Michael, I want you to wear this number because Drew Pearson wore it and all the great receivers. He was a great receiver, and I want you to wear it. That's not what Jerry said. Jerry didn't say, well, Dez, I want you to wear 88 because all the greats wear it. And it reminds me of my former teammate, Lamb, that I played with at Arkansas. That's not how it happened, Skip. If CeeDee Lamb says, I want to wear that number because 88 seems to represent all the great receivers that's played for the Cowboys, Skip, I got no problem with that. But he said he wanted to wear the number 10, and it was Jerry, whether it was explicit or implicitly implied that he wanted him to wear that number in honor of Jerry's former teammate, Jerry's friend. He didn't choose that number of his own volition. So, no. Got no problem. And I don't think it's Skip, it's going to be more pressure. CeeDee Lamb has enough pressure. He was the 17th pick in the first round. There's expectations. There's pressure that comes along with being selected. If he's what they believe he is, the numbers should not change anything, Skip. Tom Brady could be Tom Brady whether he wore number 12, 19, 17, or 6. Numbers don't make players. All I'm saying is CeeDee Lamb should have been afforded the right, like every other player that comes into the NFL, to be able to select a number of their choosing. And I don't believe he had that. I believe Jerry put undue pressure on this young man to take that number in order to honor Jerry's former teammate.
And obviously, CeeDee Lamb had already tweeted that he had chosen to wear number 10 in honor of sort of his idol as he came up through high school, DeAndre Hopkins, then in Houston. CeeDee went to a high school in the Houston area. Now, obviously, DeAndre is with the Arizona Cardinals. But the point is here, one sort of cool thing about the Dallas Cowboys, Shannon, is they don't retire numbers. Okay, that's cool, but the downside of that is sometimes numbers take on their own lives and they become legacy numbers. They're not yet retired. 88 is the legacy number in Cowboy Nation. It's the most hallowed, the most revered, because Drew Pearson should be in the Hall of Fame. He made many of the greatest catches in Cowboy history, including the original Hail Mary. And then we know what Michael Irvin did. I've made a case he's the greatest receiver ever. He's in the Hall of Fame along with you. And Des Bryant had a Hall of Fame stretch for 4 years up through 2014 when I thought he was the best receiver in football. So here we go, 88, 88, 88, and here we go again. And now Michael Irvin is blessing CeeDee publicly, saying he is a true bred and that I love this kid. Well, Shannon, it would be like you taking one of the tight ends in this past draft, and it wasn't a great tight end draft, but that Adam Troutman that New Orleans traded up to get, I think he's going to be pretty good. Everything I read about him, he could be the steal of the draft at the tight end position. What if Shannon Sharpe had tweeted, I bless that kid. He's going to wind up in the Hall of Fame. Well, that wouldn't be fair because maybe he will, maybe he won't, but you don't want to put that on him right now. And I feel like that CeeDee is already shooed into the Hall of Fame because Michael is blessing him, saying he's a true bred. He hasn't played a snap yet in this league. Completely unfair. You can't do that. I quoted